maybe the Walks with Dustin show, or I don't even know. But, I just was thinking about how I really want to do more publishing, right? But having a full-time job, having my own business, and having 5 kids is sometimes a challenge to be able to have time to do that. But I was thinking the other day about how I love going on walks, and it's really rejuvenating to me. I like to think about things. I like to pray. I also like to talk to myself sometimes, if that makes sense. And maybe maybe you talk to yourself too sometimes. But just to really think through things of what am I doing in life and how am I going to get these things done and do it, So I was like, why not use some of that time? Because sometimes when I'm thinking through things, I'm like, well, what am I going to teach, right? What am I going to do? And so that's what I'm doing, right? And so today I wanted to talk about what is something that the top 1% of companies use, okay? So there's this strategy that a lot of them use. I'm talking like Apple, Google, and then honestly, successful entrepreneurs. They use this same strategy, and it's really, really helpful for their business to help them grow, to get more exposure, to get more sales, right? And so, when I mention Apple and Google, you might be kind of wondering, well, what do they do, right? Is it, but they have a huge fan base? Oh, is it that they send emails out to their customers, they spend a bunch on advertising? Is that what it is? And sure, they may be doing some of those things, but the thing that I wanted to point out is that it's events, okay? So think about how when every year, if you're an Apple fan, there's a couple events during the year, at least. Typically there's even more, right? But during the summer, there is WWDC, right? Where they get the developers together. Sometimes they release new products, but they have this big conference, right? They have this event that they are able to create noise and be able to share with, the world, right? And then the iPhone, September comes around, it's the iPhone's coming out. But what do they do to announce it? They don't just send an email out, hey guys, here's the new iPhone. It's like, no, they have an event, right? They have this event that they have locally, probably not as much now, but they will do that virtually, right? And so they do that. Now, if you look at Google, very similar thing, right? They are releasing new products. Now they're into the phone business and they have all sorts of products and they do similar things. They have these conferences, they have these events, right? And they're really powerful way for them to grow their business, right? And so, sorry about the noise. But yeah, so that's what I want to talk to you about today is the power of events. Because the reason is, for me, I am huge on events. I just love events. As I've gone through, 10 years of entrepreneurship, it's just been really interesting to try out all the things, right? To try out blogging, to try out, podcasts, to try out all these different things. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things, right? They're all good. But really, there's just this power in doing events, right? So doing events, whether that's, a small group of people that you get together, right? I put on a challenge recently, which was more of a way for me to be able to get feedback, right? So I had this challenge and I invited some influencers in the, pelvic floor space. So, they're publishing on Instagram. They're also, they have their own practice potentially or their own business. And so I did this challenge, right? And so I put on this event and I was able to, get people there because, there's this inherent, curiosity when you're talking about events, right? There's something that's like, oh, what is that? I'm curious to see, what are they going to say? What are they going to do during that event? And so for me, it was a way that was a lot easier to reach out to people, right? I was able to reach out, say, hey, I have this challenge going on. I'd love to have you in there. I'm just trying to get some feedback because I'm on a mission to help 1,000 pelvic floor specialists to grow their business, increase their income and their impact. And so I'd love to get your feedback. And so I'm going to, share this information with you. And so it was really fun to be able to see everybody's response to that, right? And not everyone necessarily wanted to come, but for me, it was a lot easier to go and reach out, right? And events events can vary, and we'll talk about a lot of different types of events, but it's really, really cool because there's so many different options. There's so many different things you can do. with an event. And so that's one of the reasons that I love them, because it allows you to grow your business in whatever way that you want, right? Do you want to spend money on advertising and get people there? You can do that. Do you want to be able to do it just with your list? Maybe you already have a big following. Make an event. It's a great way to bring people together, to show them you have something new to share with them, and to increase your sales, right? To have an opportunity to sell to them and say, hey, we have this new product. Hey, we have this new program. You can launch it to them, right? It's really cool. And there's ways to do it organically, where maybe you don't have an audience and you don't have money to spend on ads, but you can do the work to go get in front of other audiences to then bring together people, right? And finally, let's say you just want to utilize the list of other people, right? There's already these audiences out there. You can bring those people together in a summit type of event where you have them speak and have them promote the event as well. And they come and do that, right? And so there's so many options, and that's one reason that I love events, and that I'll be talking a lot about that, because that's the whole point of this little show, is to be able to help you to see how can you use events in your business. There's so many options, so many ways to use it. So I'm excited to be able to dive into that. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you have a wonderful day.